Please, I'm begging you. No, this
The person is not just.
No, it's not even.
The person is not just.
If you use it, you're supposed to check. Check, bro. You just just like leave the place. Please, I beg. I'll go and clean it too, but like, guys.
Oh my God, Bryann said if you use it, you're supposed to check. You guys, this is a little bit funny, but I understand him completely. I understand where his anger is coming from. There's nothing as annoying as you going to use the restroom and you find out that the person that used it before you left it untidy. It's very annoying. Worst of all, there are now very few in the house. So like, why? Like, don't do that. So Bryann just spoke to them. The talk was longer than this, but like he just tried to turn it into a joke so that it's not be as if he's really attacking anybody. But like he just told them that it doesn't make sense that we are very few like this and this kind of thing is happening. And then he said he was gonna go and clean it. Welcome back to my channel, guys. If you are new here, please do well to subscribe, turn on your post notifications so that I can get notified each time I post a brand new video, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up. So as an investigative vlogger, I've been able to put 2 and 2 and decipher what it is that Groovy did not want Phyna to spill on Saturday nights. Yes. Not by me. I saw a comment on Twitter and I just decided to go and look for Swag's video to now confirm what it is that my suspicion was. So let me just break it down for you guys. So you guys remember that on Saturday night, Groovy was having a conversation with Phyna, and in that conversation, he was telling Phyna that he told her during the party why he was moody, but like he told her that she should not say what he told her because it's going to get him in trouble. Now, Swag came out of the house, and in his first interview video, he said that he would like Hermes to win, but he thinks that it's going to be between Bryann and Phyna, that he saw that the night before he left.
Who do I think will win? Hermes, my G-ski. I also have a vibe and a feeling that Phyna and Bryann, I actually saw that a day before I got out of the house. So
now he did not say where he saw it to, but he said he saw that the night before he left. So putting 2 and 2 together, it may seem as though Swag and Groovy, they saw something in the phone that they usually use to snap in the house that Saturday. This is my opinion of you guys. Don't call for me as per, Big Brother people. Don't call for me. This is, in fact, this is conspiracy theory. This is just me putting 2 and 2 together the way I understand it. And you guys know I spoke about that Saturday night party and what Groovy told Phyna. I talked about it on this channel. If you go back to the Saturday night video, I talked about it and I was like, I'd like to know what Groovy is hiding. So when I now saw this, I'm like, let me bring it to you guys so that you can also, let me know what your assumptions are. Do you think that Swag said he saw it before he left just as a result of maybe he just sensed it, or maybe he saw something? There's some other things that they said in that conversation that I can add to this assumption to make it whole, but let's just leave it at that. Let's not go too deep into it. So that's just what it is for that. Then let's talk about their diary room sessions and the people that the housemates chose to evict if they had the chance, and those that he chose to save, right? So as for Hermes, he said that if he had the power, if he was in Chichi's position, he would have saved Daniela and Chichi, and the reason is that he doesn't know their strengths because they've not been up a lot, so he feels like he's going to stand a higher chance with them in the finale.
I think I'd have saved Chichi and Daniela. There'd have been a lot of chaos. I said, I thought you were my guy. My brother, I thought you were trying to win 100 million too. So I'm doing my thing. Final week, people. Because I don't know what their strength is like. They've never been up, up.
Then as for Chizzy, he said he would have saved Daniela and Bryann. Daniela was his first choice. Then as for if he had the power to evict, who he would have evicted, he said if he was in the game with them, if he was playing for the money, that he would have chosen for Hermes to go. He also chose Phyna, but Big Brother now said, okay, Big Brother now said that they are limiting it to only those that are up for possible eviction. Then he now stuck to Hermes, that Hermes is the one that he would have chosen to go because of the fact that he perceives him as a strong contender.
Phyna is not there, so Hermes should go. If I'm there chasing the money, Hermes will dip. I will tell Hermes to dip. I'll choose Hermes.
Then as a rider, he chose Shegs. He said that regardless of the fact that they now get along, everything is now cool with them, but he feels like Shegs has enjoyed the house, that he has seen, Shegs has had a good time in the house. That's more like it's time for him to go. You have tried, come and be going kind of thing.
I want Shegs to go as a rider. Shegs to me now is a cool guy, he's my man. I think I've not nominated him for a long time. He should just go. He has He has enjoyed the show. So far, so good. He has been comfortable. I think I've showed him love. So if it's in my power to just, as a rider, I should just do this, checks should go.
Then as for Bryann, he said that if he had the power to evict, he would have evicted Hermes and Shegs based on logics, based on logistics in his voice, just so that he's going to stand a higher chance at winning the money.
From a very logical standpoint, I pick Hermes and Shegs. I feel like Hermes is a very entertaining person to see. Shegs also. Me evicting them will be to increase the probability of me being saved.
Then as for the people that he would have saved if he was in Chichi's position, he said he would have saved Daniela and Groovy. Daniela was the most obvious. Like, I just knew there's no way that he would have not saved Daniela if he was in that position. And then also Groovy. I think this whole level 2 thing is still really, like, it's deep. It's deep for them, and most of them that are in level 2, they would definitely have picked like a former level 2 mate.
Daniela and Groovy.
Then as for Shegs, he said he would have chosen Bella. Obviously, that's the very obvious choice. Then for the second person, he was like, it's not fully set in stone, but the person that would have stood higher chance would have been Groovy. That's okay. Groovy is like 80%, 90% kind of thing.
We've definitely had our differences over the time here, but I have, obviously, with the time spent with him, I know a lot about him. My mind would say Bella 110%, and I'd say 80 to 90% Groovy. I think there's a couple of other people I would have thought about, but I'd probably go with Groovy.
Then as for the person that he would have evicted if he had the chance, he said he would have evicted Chizzy, because he noticed that earlier on Chizzy was playing a game, and then he now brought up the food situation, the way Chizzy was going about with the food in the house, that even though they are now cool, but that's the whole thing is still on his mind, kinda. And I'm like, both of you, the same way you guys feel about each other, and you guys both, chose each other to evict.
I would go with Chizzy. I actually get on with him. He's a cool guy, but I just think that at times he was playing a game, and it is a game, but it just didn't resonate with my soul. I think he took it too far at times, especially the food time. Then
as for Bella, that was another obvious decision. She said that her number one choice would have been Shegs. That the second person, Seth, she doesn't know who would have been. And that one was also obvious because for me, I think that Bella, right now, there's nobody that she's really close to in the house except Shegs. So I just knew that the second choice would be the one that would be confusing for her. But she said that she might have even shocked everybody, and she would have just gone with maybe the person that had the best speech or something, but maybe she would have picked Fina. She also now mentioned the fact that she would have maybe picked Bryann. Then she also mentioned Chizzy.
I would have saved Shegs. Second person, I'm not even too sure, to be honest. Maybe Fina. I think Fina is strong. I would like to save someone that is really strong, because there's no point in wasting my votes or whatever it's called. Or maybe not. I don't even know. Maybe if I was put in that position, could just be anyone. Could have been maybe Chizzy, maybe Bryann.
She said she's going to save Fina because Fina is strong. I'm like, why would you want to take a strong person to the finale? But I understand her angle, Sha. It's almost like you know that this person is not going to leave. So like, what's the point? Just save the person. Let the other people now, fight for it and fight for it, that kind of thing. So I understand that angle. Then as for Groovy, he said Fina, another obvious choice. He said Fina, and then he was not talking plenty about how Fina is this, Fina is that. I'm like, they just said you should say who you save now. Okay, people that actually asked them why. Then for the second person, he said it would have been between Daniela and Shegs, right? But later on, he now went to Daniela because he said Daniela is among the people that he imagined to be like in the top 5.
I saved Fina, obviously because she's my girl. I actually admire her and I respect her, and I think she's talented. She's a fighter. I think that second pick too would have been like a very dicey affair for me, but obviously it would have been between Shegs, my lockdown pair, and then Daniela.
Daniela, please come and cut up for us. What are you using? The way they were just calling Daniela, I'm like, the probability of her being saved, as in the probability would have still been very, very high, regardless of, even if it was not Chichi that got to win the head of house, there's a very high chance that she would have still been saved. So she's actually, I would say she's the favorite in the house, basically, because a lot of them just, like her. Those that don't really like her, it's not as if they have major problems with her or anything, but like, yeah. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I'm going to see you on the next one. Bye. Love you.